apologize for beach video on, fellers, but especially you guys in Florida, because you got plenty of that down where you're at. But this is a little bit of nostalgia for me, because I went back to where I was raised when I was a kid. This is Carolina Beach in Wilmington, North Carolina. And I went back after 50 years, and they wasn't nothing. And I recognized not one house, one building, one nothing. The river and the pond there off the beach was there, and that was the only thing there, and everything else was totally different. And I was shocked that there wasn't anything I recognized as far as the building's concerned, but they wasn't. So let me roll this volume down on the TV a little bit so it won't be so loud. Okay, let me get, I didn't want to put in, I was going to put some model airplanes on there, but since me and Greg both had airplane shows on there, I thought I'd skip that for a while, and I just put this beach video on there, and then do some commenting. And I liked Sid. He was talking about all that ATV on there. That stuff was still on there. I just now erased over some of it, so there was a lot of that on there. And Jim and Sid out there on the road, it looked like they was having a ball down there. And I guess that was Sid's dad there that was that read the poem, and he recited the poem. Boy, that was good. And I think Jim or some of them referred to him as Super Dad, and I guess that was Sid's dad. And my wife Bobby, she said, "Man, that's a good poem." She liked that too. And Jim, my wife, come in here the other day and brought me a cup of coffee, and I was editing, and I had 2 or 3 several VCRs turned on. I was making about 4 copies, and she said, "How many VCRs you got?" She started counting them. She counted about 10, or something like that. She said, "You got 10 VCRs?" I said, "No, I ain't got no 10 VCRs. "Is this a new VCR?" I said, "No, it ain't no new VCR." I said, "A lot of them is switchers. I got about 4 switchers, audio player, CD player." I said, "You can't count all them are VCRs." I said, but I did get that new Sony 1000 there, and she asked me if that was a new one. I said, "No, it ain't that new." It's not now. It's 3 or 4 weeks old. Anyway, you guys, Bob and Jim, somebody at the post office has been opening our church mail and taking out the offering, and because the pastor has a post office box for his mail ministry, and FBI come up and told him they was going to send him some money and mark it, and he'd have to give it back, and so he did the 1 or 2 that he got, but then some of it come up missing. And they caught the guy. He'd been working for the post office 40 years, man. And that's a shame. He was working at the post office 20-something years, and he was making $40,000 a year. That's what it was. And anyway, he wasn't making enough money, or he didn't need to be taking the offering out of there. But anyway, I enjoyed all that with Sid and Jim down there in Boca Raton. It'd been nice to be down there with them, because we was having pretty bad weather up here. This is my wife and her sister out there on the beach in South Carolina. And then, I mentioned that to Jim, and then Jim had some great video too. And I also like Jim and Drag there when he come out there dressed up like a woman. But some of his video back at the early part of it was he didn't have his mic turned up enough, and his live video sound overrode his commentary, so you could barely make out anything he said. So we didn't get all that, Jim. If there's anything important, why, you have to give me a landline there and tell me what it was. So that was just on the first part of it there. And I was wondering where that train display was that you had there. That was nice. And then I don't know what happened on our segments there when it got all mixed up, but it was 38 minutes at the end of the tape. I timed it 38 minutes. And then I backed up 26 minutes from the end and put my segment. And then there was 12 minutes there that was blank, and I marked that with a marker, countdown marker. And then when Steve put his segment, he went over that. So I guess the segment before, he was way short. And so now we're back on top of our own video. So yeah, you guys said something about, I thought a couple months ago there, about switching it around. Well, I guess it's on account of Greg. You kind of move everybody around a little bit, to make that room for him. But the best way is to tape over your own every time. So that's what we're doing. And let's see here. Yeah, we got to hear some more good banjo picking there from Sid too.